Okie dokie. So we're going to go through this full flow real quick just to give you an idea of what it's going to take to build extraordinary authority. So hopefully you can see this, but if not, I'll redo the video and you'll never know. Alrighty. So very first thing we need to do is we need to choose 4 topics a month. Okay. That can come from a variety of sources. That could come from sales calls and you realize you're getting the same question all the time. That could come from commonly asked questions when you're out and about and talking about what you do. That could come from topics that you want to educate your audience about. And heck, it could even come from one of the ChatGPT prompts that I give you later along the way. Either way you slice or dice it, you just need to find 4 big topics to talk about. That means there is 1 a week per month. So really just think about what are 4 things that you really want to focus on that we're going to be able to expand to get you to a place where you're at least posting once a day, but you can post up to 3 times a day based on the math. So the next thing you're going to do that's really important, especially if you are going to use ChatGPT to expand on this and save your time, which I highly suggest you do, is you're going to write about this in story format on Word or something similar to that effect. And story format is going to look a little something like this. Once upon a time, this happened. And then when this happened, the world was bleak. And then you're going to, instead of going to she met her prince and lived happily ever after, we're going to go to this was bleak. And the way I fixed it in my business was, the story could be about how your toddler was learning how to walk the first time and then what that reminded you about for your business. And then you will move to 3 tips or takeaways and a call to action. So if I was using my toddler's walking for the very first time, what I would say is, oh my goodness, Brittany took her very, very first steps and man, was it brutal. She would get so frustrated. She was constantly falling on her butt. I was afraid she was going to hit the corners of the coffee table. And every single time it was a meltdown that I just didn't have the emotional strength to deal with because, girl, I felt it too. I want to break down and cry. And then it really got me thinking about how new business owners are kind of like toddlers in a way. They are stumbling around, hitting coffee tables, crying because it's not working out, because it feels like nothing is going your way. So that was a transition right there. Nothing's going your way. It's kind of like business. Then we move on. And as I was watching Brittany and thinking about this, here are 3 things that you can do in your business right now. You could look to your friends and family and share with them what you have going on, make a social media post about it, and then fine-tune a system that you can duplicate for at least 3 months in order to get data-backed info to see if it's going to work out. All in all, I think that you've got what it takes. We have to crawl before we walk. So if you want to know my 3 ways in a more expanded form that you can really get this started today, download my freebie here. It's going to be an extraordinary way to skip the madness and scale to your first 6 figures. Enjoy. So I would write that down in a Word document and have it be in a way that is in my tone of voice. I don't want it to be perfect. I honestly want it to sound just like me and how I would tell a story. Then we're going to break that into topics using ChatGPT to help us. But before we dive into that, I just want to talk about what those topics we're going to break it into are. So the topics we're going to break it into is we want that story to become a 1 piece of large form content. Large form could be a blog. It could be a YouTube video. It could be a movie. It could be a book. I don't know. That's me being dramatic. But your 2 big ones are going to be either a blog or a YouTube video. Those are going to be your 2 forms of large form content. And we want to ensure that that large form content, no matter what, has a CTA that is most likely a freebie because your CTAs for your shorter form pieces of content are going to either be go to this blog or go watch this YouTube video or here's a freebie you can download here. Either way, you're going to direct them to one of those places. Then we're going to break it up. So we're going to have 3 carousels. We are going to have 4 talking head videos. And talking head videos, in case you're curious, are going to be ones that you just grab your cell phone and you're going to talk and upload it as a reel or a TikTok, but you're going to talk about this topic in a very condensed form. Then you're going to have 5 B-roll videos. These are the easiest videos you can possibly create. It's just a video of you doing probably sitting on your couch, a candle flickering. You can get B-roll videos on sites like pexels.com and you put words over the top of it. So nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy. Honestly, probably the fastest that you can get done. And then you're going to, if you use Instagram or you use Facebook, you're going to create 3 stories. LinkedIn no longer uses stories. So there's that. If you are using Pinterest, and this is just a bonus, anything you put in any of these, make it all in Pinterest form. The exact same things that you do in Pinterest form. So you can do videos, you can do carousels, you can turn your stories into videos. Pinterest really works if you can post 5 times a day. That is up to you and something I'm not going to teach on. And then last things last, 4th step is schedule it in a planner. I use Metricool. I have a link for you in the document that may be attached to this video. You might have read first. Either way, Metricool is my favorite way to do it because you can literally put all of the above mentioned scheduled into that scheduler. You don't have to have 50 different schedulers to make it happen. So these are going to be the 4 steps to how to start to build authority building content without losing your mind. And showing you how to use technology with it is only going to amp and speed this process up, as well as you could hire a virtual assistant to take care of some of the heavy lifting things, especially once you can figure out what you aren't really needed for, like creating carousels, giving them the prompts to make things, and then all you need to be in is a YouTube video or talking head videos. So you can offload it to when you're at a place to afford that and understand the process a little bit better. So make your life easier, not harder. And that's what you're diving into. Cool.